My bed's a mess, the floor's a mess, the chair's a mess. Everything's a mess. Because my grandson Bailey and I have been wrestling all over all of them. We've rolled around on the bed, in the floor, and in the chair. I've tossed him and he's landed on top of me, under me, and even wrapped himself around me. I think we both could probably audition for the World Wrestling Federation. All I know is I enjoy wrestling with both of my grandsons. It means we're together, touching, we're laughing, we're together. We call it wrestling, but it's not really wrestling at all. It's bonding, to use a popular term. It's time spent together. Our wrestling episodes are simply time for us to be together. It even helps him grow stronger. I would hope you guys know that at any moment I could take him and end the wrestling match. He is still little, you know. I simply could overpower him, but I don't, because the process is what's important. I couldn't help but laugh when I thought about this being an analogy between me and God. Isn't it ridiculous that I could ever wrestle with God? He can always overpower me. Yet I wrestle with him. So many times he leads me to go down a path that I simply don't want to go. I argue and debate with him. I think I know what I want, and I tend to think it's best. Yet God has a different view and a different plan. How futile to debate with God. Of course, God is always going to be right, and I'm always going to be wrong. Yet God allows me to wrestle. He could force his will on me or simply overpower me into submission. However, he has nothing to prove by showing his superior strength over me. He is developing a relationship with me built on trust. He's building my spiritual muscles and wisdom through the process. Jacob in the Old Testament wrestled with God. It was a fight that could have ended in a second, yet God wanted to teach him a lesson. Perhaps today you are wrestling with God in your own life. Perhaps you are resisting obeying him in some area he is leading you to go in. You're hesitant to trust and to obey. You think you know what is best. To you, God's plan doesn't make a lot of sense, so you resist it. We would be wise to heed God's will. God does very little coercing because he's more interested in developing a trust relationship with us. He allows us to be tossed and to tumble around so that we learn what it's like to be close to him and to trust his every move. David learned this. Is why he wrote in Psalm 91:2, "This I declare about the Lord, he alone is my refuge, my place of safety. He is my God, and I trust him." Earlier in Psalm 31:3, he wrote, "Since you are my rock and my fortress, for the sake of your name, lead and guide me." Our prayer today needs to be to ask God to develop our trust level. We need to work on dropping our resistance to him and what he wants. Don't make God put you in a submission hold to get you to acquiesce to his will. Learn that you can trust him. He is a rock you can stand on. He is a fortress that you can hide in. His way is always the right way, even if at first it doesn't make sense to you. You will never do wrong by obeying God. Here's a good thought for the day. I'm always safe following him. And let's finish with this prayer today. Say, God, help me not to resist your leading and your promptings in my life. Help me to trust the direction you want me to take. God bless you.